Hello there, Whipper here, and welcome back to another mod showcase. And today I'm going to be showing you a mod called the More Player Models mod. And this basically enables you to customize your character model in Minecraft to whatever you want, really. You can configure different parts of your own body and change the size of them, and also add extras like Mohawks and stuff. It's kind of insane. And you can also turn yourself into mobs. But to actually change all of these options, you have to press the F6 key, which brings up a special menu for customizing your player character. And you've got this central viewing area, which is where you can see the changes you've made to your model, and you can see you can change the size of it as well to make yourself bigger and smaller to look at the more close-up details, like my moustache there, which is awesome. But anyway, the first option I'm going to show you is this top option here, which is currently selected as player, but you can actually press this arrow here and change to the different models available through this mod. As you can see here, I've turned myself into a bat, and if I just fly around and go to F5 view, you can see I'm now a bat. And the neat thing is, if you go into a first person mode, like so, you're actually at the same level as what a bat would see, because bats are only 1 block high. You're going to be seeing the world in the perspective of a bat, and that's going to be 1 block high only. But you can fly around, and the wings are fully animated, and I just look like a really cute bat that can just fly around the world. Sadly, you don't inherit any of the abilities, so if I was in survival mode, I wouldn't suddenly be able to fly because I'm a bat. It just changes your appearance and nothing else. But let's just go back into this menu and see what other mobs are available. So you can see it also supports custom mobs from other mods, so let's just turn myself into a pixie. Look at that. Wow, I don't think the shaders like that much, but yep, it also works with custom mobs from other mods. And there's a rooster there, and also I can become a wasp. But let's just go back to the vanilla mobs. So you can turn yourself into a blaze, a cave spider, a chicken. Okay, and you might notice that there's actually another option that's appeared on the side here, which enables you to swap between the baby and the adult version of that mob. So if I swap to the child version, you can see now I'm a baby chicken. How awesome is that? And wow, there seems to be a shader glitch with that, but there we go, that's better. You can see I've got a huge head, and I'm just a baby chicken. This only works with mobs that actually support baby models, so you can see it works with the cow, and you can also change into a creeper, but sadly you can't explode. It's just a creeper that looks like a creeper, but doesn't really do anything. Oh. And also, if you click directly on the actual name of the mob, you can go into this selection list and choose directly what mob you want to be. So, obviously you can probably guess what I'm going to be selecting, and that is the sheep. So I'm now a sheep. Yes, this is Sheep Whipper. Let's just go on the ground. And this gives me an excuse to do my sheep accent, which is terrible, but hello, I am a sheep. Oh dear, that is terrible. And if you're wondering why I like sheep so much, I live in Wales, so that just is all you need to know, really. But yeah, so that's pretty much all that option enables you to do. But there's one more thing I need to show you. Let's just flick through these and get to the one I wanted to show you. Giant, that's the one I wanted to show you. So you can see here, when I changed it into a giant, I'm actually at a much higher perspective, because I'm now at the height of a giant and what a giant would see as it's walking around your Minecraft world. And if you actually go into F5 view and then look down at yourself, if you then just left click, you can see my arms go up, and it's like it's trying to hug me. Give me a hug, yes, give me a hug. But yeah, so you can see you can turn into any mobs in Minecraft, but beware when you're actually selecting giants, because you can't see the arrows to actually change back anymore. So I'm just going to try and find this central button, go back to the bat, and then swap back to player, and now I'm going to show you some other options that are available in this mod. So I think the first player customization option I'm going to show you is this scale button, and this basically enables you to change all of the aspects of your player character individually. So I can change the size of my head, so I can make my head really wide. I mean, look at that, that's insane. Really wide head, it's like a stretched image. Anyway, you can also change the height of it, like that, and now I have a really weird, look at that, what the hell is going on? But just to fix that problem, I can also change the depth as well, or I can make the depth even weird. Wow, it's like I've been rolled over by a roller. Look at that. Wow, let's just make it look more normal. I've just given myself a giant head, that's better. But you can also change the dimensions of your body as well, so you can make it really thin. Let's go for really thin, and also really short. Actually no, let's make it really tall. Yeah, look at, oh, that's insane. But yeah, you can just do anything with it. You can change all the different dimensions. Let's also go to the arms. Let's make it a little bit thinner, and no, oh yeah, let's do that. Oh, wow. So yeah, you can change everything about it. This one just changes the length of them, and that just changes how wide they are. Let's just get a sideways view to this so it looks more, that's better. Yeah, we'll just go with that. That looks good. But it's got to be 50, otherwise my OCD is going to tell me I'm doing something wrong. But the final option is the legs option, which, as you can probably guess, just enables you to change the size of your legs as well. Let's make really short, stumpy legs, so yeah, that'll do. I look at, actually, let's make them taller. Yeah, there we are. Now I'm a really tall with a massive head and tiny arms. It looks like a T-Rex, aren't I? I'm a T-Rex. Yeah, that's what I am. Oh my god. What have I created? It's an abomination. Wow. I should be really good at running though. Long legs, really tiny arms. Good for running. I'm guessing. No, it's not. It's terrible for running. That head must make me really unbalanced. I don't even know how I'm managing to support my head. But yeah, you can see that's the options that you can do with the scale button. It's a lot of fun to use, but let's just reset myself back to normal now, so I can show you some of the other features of this mod. So if you actually want to save this and use it for later, I don't know why, you just press the save settings button and save it as really tall. Let's just call it really tall. Yeah, that'll work. Really tall. And now you can see I've saved this, and now if I go to the load settings option, you can see I've got a new option here, which is this preset which I've just created, and I can select this if I want to use it in the future. But for now, I'm going to show you through some of the other default settings that are already in this mod. So we've got the dwarf female here, and then dwarf male, and then you've got the elf female and elf male, and the ender shibby, which is basically like a baby enderman or something, human female, human male, orc female, and orc male. And I'm actually going to show you how you can create some of these yourself with the other options in this mod. But for now, I'm just going to reload the human male option, like so. But let's just go on to these options here. So we've got head, body, arms, legs, and sounds. Now the sounds just mean you can change between like male and female sounds, which just changes the sounds your Minecraft character makes, like when you get hurt. It's going to be a female sound instead of a male sound, if that makes sense. But let's start off with the head option. So if you just click edit here, you can see we've got headwear, hair, mohawk, beard, snout, and ears. Let's just start with headwear. So this basically changes any additional like pixel thickness items on your skin. So if you've got like a 3D looking moustache, which I've got, you can change this on or off. So you can see here, if I turn to no, it suddenly disappeared. If I turn it to yes, it's just the normal paper thickness moustache that you're used to seeing. But if I change to solid, it actually adds an extra pixel thickness to it to make it look a little bit more realistic. But next down we've got the hair option, which basically, let me just rotate around, enables you to add hair to your character. So if I just press this now, there's loads of different hairstyles, and you can also change the colour of it just by pressing the colour button. I'm just going to make it a little bit more coloured towards my current hairstyle, which is that. But let's just flick through these. So we've got long, and then thin, and then stylish. I don't know how that's stylish, it doesn't really look it. We've also got a ponytail, you can see the hairband there, and then back to normal. So there's not that many hairstyles, but there's still quite a few for you to mess with. But next up we've got the mohawk option. I love this one. Just basically adds a massive mohawk to you. Look at that, how cool do I look? I look like a punk or something, and I can even make it pink. Yeah, now that is complete. That is just perfect. Look at that. That's insane. But yeah, there's only one type of mohawk, so you're going to have to deal with just one type for the moment. But as I said, more may be added in the future. But next up, I really like this option. It enables you to add a beard to your character as well. So let's just change it to, I don't know, Viking beard. Looks good enough. Let's change it to that colour. And let's also go back so I can show you some of the other options. So that's the Viking beard. We've also got a long beard and a short beard, and then back to nothing. Then back to player, which is again something you can customize by adding custom textures into your skin PNG. But let's just go for, I don't know, Viking, and again choose that color. That looks good enough. But next we've got Snout, and for this I'm going to have to turn off the headwear item so I can actually see the snouts. And again, these are just ones you can customize in the PNG file, but these are actually the ones that are implemented in the mod by default. So this is like a cat kind of a nose or something. Then you've got a medium one, which is like a wolf but without the actual tip of the nose, and that's the full wolf one. So yeah, you can add a wolf nose to you, which is a bit freaky unless your skin matches it. And then you can also add a bunny nose. That kind of suits me. Not really. And then back to nothing. But last but not least, we've got the ears option. So you can choose bunny ears. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to choose that. Let's just go back to nothing. But you can also choose like mouse ears, and then back to nothing. So that's all the options in the head area. But next up, we've got the body area. And this, it's this one. Actually, I need to do one thing before I get onto this, and that is turn off my beard, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to show you the most important thing in this mod, of course, which is that you can add boobs onto your character. Yeah, I'm going there. But you can actually change the shape of them. Yay! Sadly, there's no slider for scale and size. That's a bit of a shame. I would have liked to make mine really big. No, oh dear. But yeah, you can change them. So that's just the normal Minecraft style ones, blocky. And then last we've got the more spherical, real looking ones. Oh, that doesn't suit me at all. I'm going to have to disable that. It just looks weird. But yeah, let's just go on to the next option, which is wings. So you can see we've got some angel wings here. And again, you can change the colour. Although I think white is a good selection for this since they're meant to be angel wings. You can also change it to whatever wings these are. Not really sure what these are meant to be. But the last option are these, which are like devil wings. And I'm going to turn them to red. That really suits me. Let's just rotate around again so I can see the front. But the next option is particles. And you can probably guess what this one's going to do. But you can see here, the first one is like a snow effect particles. You can just see in the background there. And then the next one is a like hearts particle effect. And then the last is rainbows. Woo! I like that one. That's the cool one. I mean, look at me. Oh yeah, rainbow particles. And I nearly forgot, there's one more option in the actual body customization settings, and that is fin. So you can actually add a fin onto your character. So we've got only one type for this, and that is like a shark fin kind of thing. And then you go back to nothing. So yeah, that pretty much sums up for that one. But next up, let's just rotate back round to the front again. We've got the arms option. Now there's only one option for this, and that is claws. And for some reason it doesn't really show up for me. It doesn't show at all, which is a bit of a shame. I wanted to see what claws would be. I was expecting some like spikes to appear at the end of my arms, but nope. Nothing happened. Nothing happens at all, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, so there are claws. I just don't know what they do. And lastly, we've got the legs option. And, you know, let's just see what these do. So you can see here, we've got like a naga leg, which is basically just like a snake-like legs. I look a bit weird. And then you've got a spider option, which, oh, that is really freaky to look at. I've become a spider devil with a mohawk. Yeah, now that's cool. You can also change the colour of the spider, so I can have like a blue spider or a pink spider. Now, yeah, that's where it's at. Yeah. What's next up? A pink horse. Yep. I better change the colour back to something more decent. But yeah, so you can see it there. I've become like a centaur kind of thing. I've got a horse body. We've also got a naga, the actual one, which is textured instead of just being a colour. And then we've got a mermaid one, which for some reason doesn't work for me. You can see I've selected mermaid, and it hasn't actually updated on my player, which is a bit of a shame. I don't know what's wrong with that. But let's just go back to the legs, and what other options we've got. I can't remember what that is. I think it's the legs of Mr. Tomness, if you've watched Narnia, but I don't know what kind of animal he was. I can't remember his species, but we'll just go with that. And you can also have no legs at all, which is just perfect. Look at that. I've got no legs running around floating. That's a bit weird, I have to admit. But yeah, you can get rid of your legs if you really wanted to, but let's just get my legs back. But last but not least, we've got the tail customizations options. So you can see here we've got a cat tail, but you can also got a wolf tail, which appears to be the same as the cat one. You've also got a horse tail, a dragon tail, and a squirrel tail. Oh, that's awesome. And you can again change the colour, so I can make it that colour. I can make it match my hair, kind of. And then we've got back to the normal. So there's not that many options at the moment, but there's still enough to have some fun with. And that's all the customization options for your character. Now, on the bottom right, you may notice some other options. We've got point of view option, and this basically enables you to change your point of view depending on what kind of character you are, or if you've made yourself really tall with the scale options. If you disable this, then your view will always be the same, no matter what mob you've actually turned into. But the next one is chat bubbles, and if you're on multiplayer and someone else types on the server you're on, it'll actually add a chat bubble above the character. I can't show you that now because I'm not on multiplayer. And then this back item thing, I can actually probably show you this now. Yeah, let's get a sword and a pickaxe, like so. And then you can see if I swap away from my sword appears on my back. And you've probably seen back tools before, but if you haven't, that's what it does. It just puts the tool you were previously using on your back and displays it with a nice little thickness there. It's just really awesome. So yeah, that's what that option does. And this last option is tooltip, and I don't have any clue what this does at all, so you just have to ignore that one. I don't know what it does. So there's one final thing I need to show you to do with this mod, and that is to do with player animation. So this mod actually adds new animations to your character, and you can actually bind these commands to keys, or you can type them directly in the chat. But I'm going to show you the better method, which is to bind them to keys. So I've actually bound my Z key to something that makes me lie down. So say I'm really tired, like, oh, I really want to lie down, just press my Z key, and there we go. I'm like sunbathing or something. Yeah, and you can actually move your head, which looks a bit weird, and the camera's also a different perspective, so looking down on you. and as soon as you move again, it breaks out of the animation. But next up, we've got this sitting animation, which I just activate pressing the X key, like so, and I can just sit down like I'm in a minecart or a boat or something, and yeah, so say you've got like a seat in your house and you really want to sit down on it, well, look like you're sitting down on it, you now can using this custom animation. But next up, we've got the prone animation, or crawling animation, and I'm kind of hovering, can you see that? I'm hovering above the ground, but yeah, it just makes you lie down like that. Sadly, you can't move like this. As soon as you try and move, even if you try and hold down the key, it just breaks out of the animation, which is a bit of a shame. I was hoping you could crawl around, like in the Smart Moving mod, but sadly you can't. But now we've got the next animation, which is the zombie animation, yes, or the hug animation, as it's actually called. So you can just go up to something and go, I want to hug you, hug, hug, or just go, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, so that's that animation. But next up, we've got this one, which is probably the best animation in this mod. It just makes your head bob from side to side. It's like a cool little dance. Oh yeah, I'm getting in the groove. Oh, look at that. That is awesome. Actually, try watching this without trying to do it in real life. I mean, you just have to try it. It's just so funny. Look at that. Awesome. So yeah, and you can actually rebind the keys that are bound to these animations. So if I go into edit buttons in the F6 menu, like so, you can actually see we've got the keys here, and you can change them to different options. So you can say, if I change this to one we haven't shown yet, which is wave, now when I press Z, I'm going to wave. Yay. Hello. Oh yeah, and as soon as you hit or something or move, the wave animation is cancelled. So bear that in mind, but you can rebind the keys. And also if you go into options and controls, you can rebind the rebindable keys if that, wow, there's a lot of rebinding going on, if that makes any sense, but yeah. And that pretty much sums up everything in this mod. So if you enjoyed, please remember to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next mod showcase. And thanks for watching.